What it is, it's your boy LB back at another episode of The Fool. That's right, we got an evening edition of The Fool. It's a question I've been getting a lot, so figure this is the best time to chop it up, talk about it, let some people come in. What's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome, welcome. Terrance Crawford versus Errol Spence. We gonna chop it up at The Fool. Who wins? What are the strengths? Two of my favorite fighters right now. I think anybody who's a true student of the art gotta respect Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford. And we're gonna talk about their styles, who they are, what they do well, what's good. Quinn, the homie up in here. He up in here. What I think of Mike Tyson, shit. What can you say about him? The only thing I think about Mike Tyson wasn't finished. I think the question we need to ask is, what if Custom Model stayed alive? Where would Tyson's career be right now? That's the question. If Custom Model would have stayed alive, how would Tyson's career be? I think it would be crazy. Because Cuss was one of the people that kept Mike in check and can hold Mike stable. And he would have helped Mike navigate through all of the Robin Givens, spending $365 million like his water. If Cuss would have stayed alive, he would have been good. Hell yeah, I'd teach Tyson. Terrance wins the matchup. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. There we go. He got it started. Errol Spence versus Terrance Crawford. Now, by history, because Terrance Crawford is one of those fighters that he uses reverse polarity. What is this? The skill to fight going backwards. This is high level skill. If anybody's seen Jose Chavez versus Pernell Whitaker, you seen what I'm talking about. Chavez, one of the best tree choppers. Chavez got down, put his head in your chest, and chopped you down like a lumberjack. And for some reason, he had no blemishes on his face. I think his face was made out of some synthetic skin or something. He was crazy with it. But when he met Pernell, the problem was Pernell can use reverse polarity. He could fight going backwards. So that ability for Chavez to kind of come in and lean on your chest wasn't there for him. He was constantly chasing it. Now, this is how I see the Errol Spence Terrance Crawford fight going, because Terrance Crawford has reverse polarity skills and he can fight on both sides. To me, Terrance Crawford is Marvin Hagler 2.0. He does things that Marvin used to do. If you see Marvin Hagler versus Benny Briscoe, you see what I'm talking about. Marvin Hagler had reverse polarity too. He did it very well, but he didn't have to use it because as his career went on, he just walked you down and bombed you. But Errol Spence, Terrance Crawford, I see this fight going the same way with Errol coming forward. See, Terrance cannot walk forward on Errol. This would be it for him. If he walked forward and and met Errol, he would get chopped down the sides. So what he's going to do is fight going backwards, and he can let off the faster feet go to Terrance Crawford. Now, this doesn't say that Errol Spence is sublime genius. And what I mean by that is his genius in the ring is so sublime and hard to see that you don't think it's happening. We all know the story. He blackened Mayweather's eye. Mayweather kicked him out the gym and brought him back. Now, they don't talk about sparring, but I know some peoples that say that story is true. I got some peoples out there in Vegas that let me know that story was true. Errol Spence blackened Mayweather eye. Yes, it was a Mayweather that just came home from jail. Still in all, it was a Mayweather. And what I'm trying to say is this man's ring genius is big. He understands the ring. So even though Terrance Crawford could be using reverse polarity, he does have the science to cut off the ring and get to Terrance. But I'm going to call this fight here by history that the man with the reverse polarity wins. So I see Terrance Crawford in a decision. He's definitely not knocking Errol out. If anything, Errol may knock him out, but he's not knocking Errol out. So the only way Terrance Crawford is winning is through reverse polarity, and I mean the whole fight. He has to stay on that bike. If he comes off for too long, he will get chopped. But if a decision, I see Terrance Crawford winning by decision. Here you have it. At the Foo, fact over opinion. Let's talk about it.